Hello, this week on 5 Brilliant Things, we have the fantastic comedian, novelist, ex-doctor, Adam Kay. Tell me to fuck off if this
No.
I was curious as to...
I've had 3 bottles of wine, mate. I'll say you anything. What was playing was this sort of elderly wardrobe of a man, sort of hairy walrus, jackhammering a hairless twink.
Right.
Now that's about as likely to do the job for me as an episode of Bargain Hunt.
Really fascinated by the fact that they are also playing a role in the creation of your kids.
Oh yeah, you're going to tell the kids about that, obviously. Yeah, for sure. I've previously done my audiobooks myself because when they were like my diaries, publishers were like, we sort of have to do them, which...
It's a bit odd if it's like, this is going to hurt, it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Like that. I remember when I was at the NHS. Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a phenomenal start. We can't put that in.
We can't... We'd all go to prison.
What I love most is I don't think we've ever done the podcast where the guest has been sipping on white wine, and you look so relaxed, and it makes me instantly think this is going to be a great chat.
Yeah, I just don't want to risk doing my first ever podcast not drinking white wine.
Is that right?
Well, my first ever... when I was at school, my piano teacher... Well, my piano teacher was like, doesn't hurt. Well, I was like, I'm quite nervous, and like I was probably expecting the advice. What we need to do is just don't think there's an audience out there. You're just playing as you would in your living room. But it was just, I just have a glass of wine.
So when you were how old?
Let's not say in case even more people go to prison.
So,
but there's always.
So when you perform, are you? Would you have like a glass of wine?
There's a sweet spot, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's enough to loosen you up, but not so much that you're sort of sick into the microphone.
Yeah.
There's finding that window.
Yeah, I've never had the courage to even open it. Like, because I think I would just get shit-faced. So I kind of just don't drink. I remember when I was very young, I was touring with Johnny Vegas, and that was a real window into kind of
excess.
But he would be amazing on the first night, and then the second night he would be this transcendent comedy beast, and then on the third night the worst thing you've ever seen. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it was he'd been up for 3 days, and it was sort of that thing of just seeing this kind of this kind of like perfect comedy creature that was fueled by booze. And then we'd have these kind of amazing chats where Johnny Vegas would be like, I don't want it to make me a martyr. You know what I mean? We'd be in like a little coffee shop eating flapjack, and you're like, save it for the car. Very interesting. How's your day? How's things?
Everything's good.
Good.
Yes.
Great.
Got my glass of wine. You got your coffee?
What is your go-to? Do you have like a go-to white wine? Or
I do, yeah. So I drink either Sancerre or Viognier. Because someone told me ages ago that it's really expensive to produce Sancerre or Viognier, so the shit people don't bother making it. And so you don't need to know anything about wine, but if you order one of those, then it's probably going to be fine.
Wow. I love that.
Great,
Happy.
Yeah.
What is your first brilliant thing, Adam?
My first pitch, and I think this is unequivocally brilliant, IVF.
Right, yep.
There's not much of an anti-IVF lobby, hopefully. People sitting at home furious.
There probably is.
Oh, there probably is. Somewhere in America. In Texas.
Yeah.
It's against God and all that. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, right. I'm going to be cancelled for this now for like an IVF.
I think you're all right.
Okay,
I think
fine.
like unless you were planning on touring red states in Texas.
Have you ever played in that bit of America?
Do you know, I have, and it's really interesting because it really it tests your stuff, and it tests your balls as to whether you're going to kind of push it with kind of Trump. Have you toured America?
No, too lazy.
Yeah, fair enough.
And, tired.
Fine. So let's talk about IVF. So what is it you love about IVF?
Well, I've got 2 kids who were born through IVF, and I really like them. The vast majority of the time.
Yes. How old are your kids?
They're 2.5.
Oh, yes. Twins?
Almost twins.
Okay.
So they were born through surrogacy in the States, but not the red states.
Yeah.
To 2 separate surrogates at around the same time.
Yeah.
So, look, if someone asks in Sainsbury's and I'm pushing them around in the trolley, oh, are they twins? Yeah. But because because I always have to like draw a diagram or something. But but they're sort of almost twins.
Boy, girl,
Yeah,
Two
one
boys?
of each.
Oh, there you
One
go.
of each.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Are they American?
They are, yeah. They're dual nationals. So they could be president. From what I know of them so far,
Right.
I think that would be a very bad idea.
Right.
All round.
Yes.
Although
They
my
got the
son,
potential for dictatorship.
no, I don't think so. I just think we need slightly more from our president. I was speaking to Ziggy, my son, a couple of weeks ago, and I was trying to explain what I do.
Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
So I was hoping this chat would be a bit later on. mate.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And he said, "I want to be a tractor." And I support him in that.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents strong-armed me into medicine. I think I want to give... I like his view on the world.
Yes.
I don't want this to be an episode of kids say the funniest things, but this tickled me. It was bedtime, and I put his sister to bed. I was putting him to bed, and I said, "Do you want to hear a secret?" And he said, "Yeah." And I whispered in his ear, "I love you." And he said, "Dad, do you want to hear a secret?" I was like, "Yeah." And he whispered in my ear, "There's a spider in your ear." And then he stuck his finger in my ear.
Beautiful.
That's a lovely moment.
Beautiful. And then you go to bed happy.
Yeah, went to bed happy. IVF. So I used to work in the obs and gynae game. I did a lot of work in fertility clinics, and now
I think they call it a clinic. It's not the game. Mention that if it's, but yeah. So you were definitely in that world.
I was in that world, and now I've seen it from the other side.
Yes.
Which is, I mean,
How does it work? If you don't mind me asking, how does it work with kind of surrogacy? Do you interview them? Like, what's the kind of, or is there like an agency, or how does it work?
Yeah, so you have to be introduced to, people who want to be surrogates.
Yeah.
Who are, I mean, the two surrogates who carried Ruby and Ziggy are, we're in touch with them the whole time. We're always, texting photos back and forth. They've literally done the kindest thing in the world, and they're an important part of our kids' life. They have to know where they came from,
yes,
and they are mates with their surrogates, as much as a 2-year-old can be mates with them. But they know them, and it's a lovely relationship. But yeah, we were introduced by an agency, and we sort of we just loved them, and they had sort of just wonderful reasons to want to do this, because of both of them deeply personal reasons that I won't go into, to do with their own family, that meant that's absolutely what they want to do, and we owe them our happiness and our lives.
It's an extraordinary thing to do, isn't it? It's an incredibly selfless thing to do, to go through that and then go and to give someone that gift.
Oh yeah,
it's the least you basically have to keep them there forever, so that, do you know what I mean? To kind of like, here's a photo, here's them.
I mean, some people, which I don't think is right, but each their own, are like, okay, that's the end of this, and see it as a transaction.
But how can
it's
it
not
be?
a transaction.
No.
It is, an integral part of our kids' lives. And basically, if I don't maintain this relationship, which I want to because I love them, but if I don't, then my kids can never have that relationship with their surrogates when they're an age that they might want to go meet them and hang out with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, but in stage one is obviously, the same as any other kind of IVF, which is, you drop off the sperm gets tested, sperm gets frozen. And
if you don't mind me being personal again.
Yeah.
Is it one of yours, one of his? How's it working?
We're sort of not telling anyone until we can tell the kids and they can understand.
Of course.
But
by the way,
you could just look at them and then you'd be able to tell.
Fine. But tell me to fuck off if this.
No.
I was curious as to.
I've had 3 bottles of wine, mate. I'll say you anything. But like, technology's
stage one. Sorry.
Stage one's that.
Drop
and
off the sperm.
I was sort of, and we sadly it wasn't happening naturally for me and James, so we did have to go down the fertility clinic route. And stage one is you obviously dropping off the sperm, and I'd never sort of realised how much paperwork there was. Like when you go into the clinic, you go to the desk, I'd fill like 20 forms out, and it was like, one of the questions
that's gonna make your boner wane.
It really is. You're expecting a wank, and you're getting these existential questions. One of them was, "What do you want?"
It would really stop masturbation if you had to fill in forms every time you did it. Do you know what I mean? As a kid,
unless you love admin.
yeah.
There's a lot of accountants who'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And one of the questions was, which was like, it was a real thinker. In the event of your death, in between this wank and creating an embryo, what do you want to happen to the sperm in the freezer? And I said I wanted mine to be poured down Chris Hemsworth's throat. And
did you write?
I wrote that down.
That wasn't like a box.
It wasn't. It wasn't on the list of options. Hemsworth, another one. Yeah. Sorry, Chris. But the nurse wouldn't accept that, so I said, give that to James. But anyway, I've got distracted. So the main difference...
It's a great distraction, though, yeah.
The main difference is in terms of...
the director's cut of Thor. It's crazy. Go on. Sorry.
So the main difference was when you get into the protein pod, to do the business. Mm-hmm. When I worked in fertility medicine, the encouragement material was analog. It was just magazines. Mm-hmm. And now, these days, there's a telly. And so I turned the telly on, and...
That remote must... I mean, fucking hell. If the Buddhists are right. Do you know what I mean? Like, what a life.
Really... It's seen some things.
Yeah, fucking
seen
right.
some things.
Yes, go on.
And to turn it on, and there's gay porn playing.
Oh, nice.
And not my sort of thing, but I sort of have a moment where I think, well, first of all, I must remember to reset to the homepage once I'm done. But secondly, I thought, this is amazing, and it's almost sweet. Obviously, what was playing wasn't sweet, but the thought that, when I was a kid, realising I was probably gay, I thought that having a family was shut off. That was close. And not only am I now at the first step of having a family of my own, but the guy in before me was normalised to the extent that the guy before me was in the same situation, or was straight and has some questions to answer to himself down the line.
Or the telly's broke.
Yeah. Well, and there we go.
Yes.
Because I go to press to change. It was basically what was playing was this sort of elderly wardrobe of a man. Sort of hairy walrus jackhammering a hairless twink.
Right.
Now that's about as likely to do the job for me as an episode of Bargain Hunt. So grab the remote control and start pressing buttons.
Yes.
And absolutely nothing. Right. So clearly it's been gunked up by, hundreds of...
Or someone's in the reception going, you made your choice. Like that. Just kind of...
Yes. So it's like a bit Truman Show. No, but... So... this has happened to the remote control, clearly invalidating the warranty, presumably. Yeah. And so I turn that off, get my phone out, there's no reception. And so...
One off the memory,
Yeah. Well, I don't have a particularly visual memory.
Right.
So I put the TV back on.
Yes.
And, went for it.
Yeah,
me and these two lads.
Yeah.
Where there's a Willie, there's a way and all that. But
it's also there's something really fascinating about the fact that they are also playing a role in the creation of your kids.
Oh yeah, you're going to tell the kids about that, obviously. Yeah, for sure.
But
I should have kept their numbers.
Well, no. You're not going to tell them, but you're never going to forget. Like if you see him,
you say I'm not going to tell them. We've now put this on the record.
True. That is true.
This is going to be a horrible conversation in 12 years' time.
Yeah. But like you say, amazing that we now live in a world where everything is kind of transparent and it's kind of like, cool.
Yeah.
You go, you go.
Yeah.
So we've loaded a video for you.
Yes. So that's what happened. So anyway, I managed to complete my mission.
Yep.
Sample goes in a pot. Pot goes in there's like a little cupboard, and then the back of the cupboard's it's got a door so the lab can get it as well. Anyway, and I leave the room, and there's a guy in the waiting room, who's up next. And I don't love going to see the doctor, because used to be a doctor. It's a bit embarrassing going to see a doctor. You should be able to sort it out yourself. Going to the doctor, I'm sort of always in fear that, I'll get recognised. I don't get recognised often, but enough that...
Yeah.
And then So I marched towards the stairs, and he's like, "All right, loved your book, by the way." And I was like, "Oh God, why did it have to happen here?" So I'm driving back home. So only on my way back home, I realised I should have explained that wasn't my video.
Of course.
And the remote control was already broken.
Yes.
But now he's wandering round with this sort of equal and opposite anecdote of how he followed me into a wanking room.
Yes.
And I'm into little and large fetish porn. I've got terrible aim.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I'm now correcting the record for him.
Okay, good. Cracking story, though.
But yeah, so anyway, I haven't made IVF seem particularly good. Essentially, IVF is simply the most marvellous thing, because there are now, I mean, when I was working, we were told it was 10 million kids born through assisted reproductive technologies. Now it's got to be a huge amount more than that. And it's now very rare to say to a couple in clinic, you are not able to have children. There is now, thanks to the magic of medicine,
is that right?
A way through for most people so when was Louise Brown? 1978. So, which isn't a huge amount of time away.
Yeah,
before that, all these families these couples being told, the door is closed.
Hello, Louise, if you're listening.
Yeah. Yes.
She'd be 46. Bang up for this stuff.
Yeah, she's in your demographic.
Yeah.
What's your next brilliant thing?
Next brilliant thing, audiobooks.
Yep. Amen. Do you only listen to audiobooks, or do you read as well?
I read as well. I'm able to read. And in fact, a lot of the books I get, my reading age is actually really good. It's like 13 or something.
Sure.
But I get a lot of books sent to me that haven't been published yet.
Yes. What
so,
joy.
So, which is amazing, but no one's bothered to do I'm like, can you do this as a voice note as well? But certainly, you and I both travel with work a fair bit, and the audiobook is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're done with podcasts, had enough two white men talking to each other, you can have the alternative of one white man reading for 8 hours,
talking to a white man. Yeah. The Kindle has revolutionised my reading again, because we've got a 15-month-old, so we used to watch the telly as we went to bed, and now it's kind of Kindles, and God, phenomenal. I'm a huge fan, and I hated them for years, but now
they're good. Although I read in bed as well, and I have to read physical books in bed because I fall asleep. I lie on my back and I put the book directly above my face, and so when I fall asleep, so I can't read hardbacks, and I absolutely can't read Kindle because they'd brain me.
Yeah.
What they need to make is a sort of spongy Kindle. As soon as they do that,
yes,
I'm totally on board.
Yeah, that's not like
they've done like the headphones for at night, which are all sort of soft and don't sort of dig in. They're just the same with the ebook stuff.
Yeah, floppy Kindle.
Yeah,
or made out the
same.
same.
Can we patent this?
We should do.
Okay,
it should be like when you go to like a playground, it's got that soft kind of bouncy.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it needs to be. The soft play Kindle.
Can I ask if you speed up your audiobooks when you listen to them or not?
Well, if you do it, if you're listening to A Brief History of Time, that is some bullshit. To imagine that,
I've attempted to read that book, and I think because it's one of the best-selling non-fiction books of all time. I reckon
but no one's
4
read it.
pages everyone's got in.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh fuck me.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's kind of. But it's a good point. Do you double speed? Do you time and a half? What are you doing?
I tend to go normal.
Depends who it is.
Depends who it is. Sometimes you're savouring, their performance, and they're marvellous. So I've just got this book out, Particularly Nasty Case, which is my first novel, and I've previously done my audiobooks myself because when they were like my diaries, publishers were like, we sort of have to do them, which
it's a bit odd if it's like, this is going to hurt, it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Like that,
I mean, obviously he's done a marvellous job.
I remember when I was at the NHS.
So, which I thought it would be fine reading an audiobook just because you're just sort of reading out loud, but getting every syllable right is quite, you've got someone in your ear saying, and again please, and again please, and again please. And so
here's a question. When you're doing that, are there points when you're reading it out loud where you go, that could have been better? Or,
Oh, yes,
like that, which must be a
plenty, yeah.
weird feeling.
Well, in terms of like editing as you're going, there was one thing I had to edit all the time because it turns out there's a word I'm not very good at saying, which is prescription.
Yeah. Oh,
so
Jesus.
sort of that curdled in the middle a bit, but that was quite good for me. And so that word appears quite a lot in, by the nature of what I did. That's in there.
Yes.
And
so what were you replacing it with?
Well, initially I was just like, I must get this right. And so we were waiting 20 minutes ago, sort of getting, but by the end, if you listen to the second half of the book, I'm saying things like, and then I wrote the names of some medicines on a piece of paper. But for this novel, because it involved voices and accents, and that isn't part of my repertoire, we found there's this up-and-coming actor called Andy Serkis who seemed to be good at the voices, and so got him to do it.
Wow. How cool is that?
That was very cool.
Yeah.
I went along to hear him at work. He was great.
And are you doing the straight bits? Are you doing the narration?
No, he's done the whole
shebang.
thing.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And actually, if I, next time I do a non-fiction book, I could just get him to pretend to be me. He can do a much better job than I can.
God, how cool.
He was amazing and nice bloke as well.
Yeah, it would be depressing if he wasn't. He sort of seems like... And what is that like, watching somebody... and I guess you've had that with, your TV show. But what is that like when you see somebody elevate your words? Because presumably...
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, good, I never thought that would sound that good. But like... Ben Wishaw, who played this sort of version of me on the TV show, before we started shooting, we went, I know him a little bit, and we went for a few drinks and dinners and see it play and whatever. And it sort of only occurred to me afterwards that he was just spying on me. Because when the show came out, I got these texts from my mates saying, "Oh, it's amazing, he's got all of your weird mannerisms." I was like, "I don't have weird mannerisms, what are you talking about?" But I think the mistake I made with that show is, instead, because I wanted to be interesting drama, I made the version of me who was on telly like really complicated and showing how much pressure he was under and acting really badly, and basically the idea was he gets his comeuppance for all these bad things he's done to patients and colleagues, where he's made mistakes through the episode. But it means that for 10 million people who've watched this show in this country, they would just think I'm a colossal arsehole because I tried to make him not this sort of superhero. But then again, if they think that, they probably think I look like Ben Wishaw, in which case they think I'm a handsome arsehole. I'm probably happy overall.
Sort of evens itself out, doesn't it? Yeah.
Can I tell you a story you'll have to cut? No, you might have to bleep the name of the person out. So this is a story about who I think we can agree, if you've just bleeped that out, is very rich and litigious. He had an autobiography out 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And they said, bleep name here, would you mind recording your own audiobook, which would be a huge coup given the level of person. And he was like, yeah, but I'm not going to be in the country. You'll need to come to my vast estate in the south of France. That might identify him. Might need to bleep that as well.
In bleep,
in bleep, yeah. And they're like, I'm sure we can make this happen. And so they shipped over all of the equipment, all of the best engineers, and basically built this amazing 10 out of 10 studio in his garden, his grounds or whatever. And then, so he, first day of recording, he goes down, sits down, headphones on, microphone, and they said, "Okay, sir, whoever, let's kick off." And he goes, "Introduction." And they say, "Oh, sorry. Can we just get that again, please? Just maybe a bit sort of. And he was like, "Fuck this! I'm leaving. You don't tell me what to do," and marched out, literally after 3 words or something. And then
their partner looks at all the engineers and gives a look, and everyone goes, "Oh, yeah, wowzers." What is your to go back to audiobook? What's your favourite audiobook? Is there one you go back to? I'm a huge fan of the Alan Partridge ones.
Oh,
I mean, it's
that's
just
amazing.
Because they're incredible books anyway. But
they're designed for that medium.
Good Lord,
yeah,
incredible!
That was really, really good. Those are bulletproof books.
But it's just so much fun spending time with Partridge.
Yes.
Chapter 9. Edmonds. You know,
Yes. As we age and increasingly become Alan Partridge, it's an increasingly uncomfortable listen as well.
Yeah, it's so good. But how about you? Are there ones that you kind of go back to?
These days, I'm mostly listening to Julia Donaldson audiobooks.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
So if I have to, much as I love the Smeds and the Smoos, if I was told I never have to listen to that ever again, I think I'd be quite happy.
Yeah, I'm very much in a Spot goes to the zoo, Spot goes to the farm sort of phase.
We like one called Pooh Bum.
Okay.
Which is about a rabbit called Pooh Bum, and when asked any question, can only say the word Pooh Bum.
Wow, I'm in. Yeah.
It's really strong.
Yeah, I like it. What is your next brilliant thing?
Well, this leads quite nicely on to my next one, which is Bluey.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you're aware of her work?
I am aware. I haven't seen any of it, and deliberately I'm waiting until there is the opportunity to show my son.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. I'm aware of its power through having spoken to other parents about it, but I haven't seen it firsthand.
It's just good.
Yeah.
And I realised for the first time how good it was when. So we do telly in the morning because they wake up at 5:30, and I have no other way of using up the time until they have to go off to nursery. So we'll do half an hour or an hour of telly, and Bluey is my go-to. And there was one day I put Bluey on, and it was an episode we hadn't seen before. They wandered off to do their bullshit, and I stayed to the end of the episode to see what was going to happen. I was like, that is great. This is for me.
I'm invested.
Yeah.
What is so good about it?
It's genuinely funny.
Yeah.
And it's really well observed. And you've got the two kids and the parents, and the dad is just a very, very, very well observed shit dad with shit jokes.
Right.
And a slightly lackadaisical approach. And it's just good.
Is there a particular kind of episode?
I mean, they're all bangers. There's only one I don't love. There was a much longer episode which was beautifully told, but basically it was about moving house, and essentially the kids were so sad and nagged their parents enough they decide not to move house. I thought that's not a good lesson to teach them.
Yes.
Like you don't get a vote.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
You're two.
Yeah, agreed.
But the kids. There's a show called Bing, which is a bit younger, so you might have been across Bing.
I haven't. No.
Give it a miss.
Okay.
It's because I'm sure it's great, and our kids definitely like it.
Bing's a real piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Wow, blimey.
He is moany.
Okay.
And I'm like, why are we training our kids to be... The episode is, oh, I've lost my toy in the tree and I'm really sad. And there's no proactive, right, I'm going to learn how to climb a tree. It's like, oh, Flop, can you get the toys in the tree? So
not for me.
No time for that.
Yeah, okay, so avoid Bing.
And just go Bluey.
And go and follow Bluey.
And
it's Australian, isn't it?
Australian?
Yep. A guy called Joe Brum wrote it.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
It's good.
Yeah. Nobody knows who the child actors are who play Bluey and Bingo. They've been kept deliberately so that they can just live normal lives.
That's
And
good.
then when
I'd
they're old
heard
enough,
they
can-
were... this might just be a lie, but they were like relatives of cast and crew and writers and so on. Like they just got their own kids. Is that not right?
Nobody knows who they are.
No
That
one
could
knows.
be true, but nobody knows
We
their
won't know
identities.
until down the line.
So is that because they knew they had such a potential hit on their hands, they didn't want to expose them to it?
we're shooting a children's show at the moment, and we're but then again, we're seeing their faces, so it's harder to.
What is the children's show?
The children's show is... Well, it's not even a children's show. I've got this sort of nostalgia for a time that might not even exist, where the whole family could sit on the sofa and all like the same thing. And so I wrote a kids' book last year called Dexter Proctor, the 10-Year-Old Doctor. Does what it says on the tin. And we're making a couple of specials of that for the BBC, so like hour-long things.
Oh, nice.
And got an amazing child cast, but also I've just done the jokes as I would for any other show, so hopefully and like the adult cast is wild, so it's like Harry Enfield, Jamila Jamil, Sue Johnston, Gemma Whelan, Mike Wozniak, Peter Serafino. It's Connie Huck, Michelle Gomez, Pippa Hayward. It's a wild cast.
Yeah.
It's like sort of best of sitcom. But yeah, we're shooting out at the moment in the Wirral. That's good fun.
And is that for like you say, will that be like Easter or Christmas type thing? What?
I don't know if they've scheduled them yet, but I know like the plan is one goes out at the end of this year, and the second one's going to go out middle of next year. I think space is out of
That'd
it.
be kind of like big Christmas telly. That's exciting, isn't it?
That would be very cool. I like that.
You don't want to time it with when the NHS is overwhelmed with this young, cute little doctor guy.
He might be the answer.
Yeah. What's he called? Dennis Proctor?
Dexter Proctor.
Dexter Proctor. Apologies.
No, that's all right.
You
don't need to apologise to a fictional character. He can absolutely deal with it.
I apologise to you. What's the plot of it? What happens?
So it's pretty highbrow. So he becomes, he does 87 A levels, in the first few years.
Yep.
And it's like, well, what do I do now? See something on the telly about the lack of doctors. Like, well, we will do this. So he gets his gig as a doctor. He's working in paediatrics, so he gets on with the patients really well. There's one doctor there, Dr. Drake, who's played by Peter Serafinowicz, who absolutely can't bear the idea that this kid's basically better than him and conspires to get him sacked and eventually succeeds.
Oh.
And so, and this happens relatively early on, so hopefully it's not a spoiler for a show that's not out yet. And Dexter's desperate to get his job back. He absolutely loves this gig in medicine and realises that he can solve this enormous medical mystery, which is flooring the village, which is like all the teachers have been struck down by the most catastrophic diarrhea. If he can solve that mystery and save the school, then they'll have to give him his job back. So that's what he gets up to.
Nice.
That's the first episode.
Excellent. Oh, what? And
there's a second one which is based on the second book, which I haven't finished writing yet.
What is that? What is the difference between writing for children, writing for kind of adults?
You can't say fuck,
obviously, but like, is it? But do you? I'd say
other than that, I treat them exactly the same. Because when I was a kid reading books, I hated the books that were talking down to me.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yes.
So I write on a level with. It's probably because I've got the sense of humour of a 9-year-old, but I write on a level for them jokes that I think they will get and I find funny. So it can't be references to 90s boy bands or whatever, but if it's not that, then a joke's a joke.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason we got a fun cast of grown-ups for this show is because it's just got proper jokes in. It's just like a old-fashioned sitcom.
Yeah, exciting, man. What is the next brilliant thing?
Next brilliant thing, plain Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Imagine
cost. Well, it depends. If you're lucky enough to be in business class, you get it for free. But it's glitchy, isn't it?
It's glitchy, but it's better than no Wi-Fi.
That is true.
It's a lot. I mean, like, it's a long flight.
Do you not enjoy being away from the internet for a bit?
No. Why would I enjoy that?
Well, there's lots of films. There's you could raw dog it, which I believe is a thing. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, it's a very unpleasant
absurd
term.
I know,
but also, why would you put yourself through that?
I know, it's watching the map, isn't it, of the plane?
That's right, but you're meant to just watch the map, but then also take a photo of yourself doing this kind of manly thing where you're like, I didn't enjoy any of that. Fucking moron.
But why don't you just watch the film and then take the photo and just lie? No one's going to know.
Exactly.
But actually, I was talking about watching the map. So I was flying to, where was this? Oh, I was going to Australia on tour about a year ago. And
shout out to the Bones.
Yeah, exactly. And
did you go on Seb's boat?
I didn't.
You didn't go on the boat? Oh, this is awkward. Get him to take you on the boat next time. It's extraordinary.
I found out about the fucking boat after my first tour, and speaking to Jack Whitehall.
I genuinely thought that would be a moment that we could bond over.
And everyone, Jack thought the same thing. And was like, "Oh, what do you think of the boat?" I was like, "The what?" and now it's on the record. I haven't been invited. Yeah. Anyway,
sorry, I'm sorry, Seb. I'm so sorry.
So flying via Doha,
yes.
So the Qatar Airways, which I think that's their preferred way of exporting us. And I was chatting to James on the WhatsApp.
Who's James?
So that's my partner, and just sort of checking the kids, blah 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 blah, and then he's like, "Where are you at the moment? Like, what on the map?" I was sort of like, "I don't know. It looks like just into Iran," and he was like. And sends me a screenshot of a BBC News alert that Iran have sent a bunch of drones to Israel. And he's like, are planes higher than drones? I was like, I don't know. But anyway, as we're texting, the plane's doing a 180 and getting the fuck out of Iranian airspace.
Wow.
And then, I'm watching that happen on the map. And it's another 10 minutes before they announce, oh, by the way, for operational reasons, we're going to be stopping at Istanbul now. And then we'll let you know what the plans are from here.
And he still didn't let you on the boat after you'd been through that.
After I'd been through that. Well, he was cross then because I arrived 2 days late and I missed all the publicity that he wanted me to do. Wow. Anyway, but yeah, it's not. It's.
What is it about? So you just is it because of the little ones that you just want to be?
That's the main thing.
Yeah, right.
So like if I'm going away with work, they can't. It's stressful if you're totally because I'm on airplane mode now,
yes.
But I'm slightly on edge just because anytime I'm on stage, I'm like, I hope everything's fine. Everything is always fine. It's just that sort of natural parental anxiety. And you talk about it being free if you're in the bit of the plane when someone else is paying for it. It's not totally. They only give you one thing free. And you're going to have to bleep out another famous name now, I'm afraid. I went on, I was going to the States and I'd got my I'd done my phone because you need your surname and your seat number, so I put that in, and then I was like, oh, actually, I want my laptop as well because I needed to buy some doorknobs or something exciting, and I go in and it says you only get one free device, and diagonally to my left is, and I know his surname because it's, and I know his seat number because it's above his seat,
Clever.
And he's asleep.
Clever.
So put that in.
Yeah.
2 seconds later, he wakes up, tries to get on, doesn't work. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. But they didn't know it was me, and they were able to give him some sort of extra code. But yeah, we need to. I've probably broken the law then.
That's fine. No, that's clever. So you stole someone's Wi-Fi.
I did, and I'd do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saved $6.99.
But we will bleep it out, of course. But what are the consequences you imagine might happen?
Oh, he'll fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm scared of him. A knitting needle through the eye.
Now you've given it away.
Okay, fine.
No. We'll bleep that bit.
Bleep that bit. Okay, fine. Okay, now we're safe.
Yeah, but if I do a bleep through the eye, it's going to sound awful.
Bleep eye as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And now it sounds even worse. But now we're bleeping bleeps.
Yeah.
God, how? Yeah. So do you ever just watch the film? Do you ever just kind of, or are you?
No, because they sanitise the film a bit.
Right. So
like, if you watch like Anal Twinks 8, it's only about 1 minute long.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no point even watching it.
To be honest, yeah. Anal Twinks 8 on Qatar Airlines. Gonna be,
that's a big roll of the dice.
Quick film. Yeah, exactly. Bing bong. That's why the plane did a 180. God, that's extraordinary. Like, I really enjoy the. Like there's times like if I'm trying to destroy jet lag, I'm pretty good at that. I'll just kind of go stay up and work.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy. It's one of the glass of red wine, watching a film on the plane. I enjoy that kind of. I cannot be contacted. One
of the reasons I don't particularly like films. So most of the time, if I'm flying, it's to the States,
right?
For work, whether it's sort of LA work.
Yeah.
And you know how long a film is. It's sort of 1.5, 2 hours. I don't like knowing how much time I've got left. I want that to be a surprise when you turn on the map and it's like, oh, I've only got 90 minutes left.
Right, gotcha.
Whereas it's like I hate running, obviously, and everyone hates running. And like if you're on the treadmill, you want to sort of not see how much you've done.
Yeah.
Just so first time you look, oh, I'm nearly there, rather than, oh, no, I've done 1% of it.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking. Like even like now when you kind of like, that feeling when you wake up. I went to bed yesterday so early because my son didn't sleep the night before. And I kind of woke up and I looked at my watch and it was like 11:09, and you're like, fuck. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
You're now jet lagged at that
I've got
point.
to will myself back to
Yes,
sleep.
yeah.
Do you know what I found's very good for that? Again, reading James Bond novels late at night, the kind of new ones.
Of the new ones, not the OG Flemings.
Not the OG Flemings, but the kind of, you know, the Sebastian folks, the
Yes.
kind of... who knew that was a thing?
Do you want the official review of them to be send you straight to sleep?
No, but I find them like really like I'm really enjoying them. But it's kind of
Reading with eyes or audiobook?
with eyes. It's just 20 minutes of absolute utter absurd escapism.
Yeah.
Well, and it's very interesting the bond you have in your head. Like mine is Roger Moore. I don't, I don't have Connery and I don't have your man.
Henry Kelly?
Henry Kelly would
It
be
wasn't
a great...
Henry Kelly, it was Bob Holness.
What?
Bob Holness
Was the first ever James
It was like a
Bond
radio,
in a radio play.
radio
Is that right?
version.
Yeah.
Gosh. I
If it's
didn't know
not
that.
right, it's certainly urban legend, and that's good enough for me.
But do you have a Bond in your head when you kind of imagine James Bond? What do you go to?
I think I'd go to Craig.
Do you?
Yeah,
That's
I
interesting.
think that was because I didn't ever really watch old Bonds. Like they'd be repeated at
They'd be on
Christmases
telly.
and things.
Well, that's it.
But they were a bit sort of sepia. I was a bit like,
Yeah, I just remember like as a kid, like I just watched snatches of like Roger Moore fighting Jaws and all that kind of stuff. You know, how about you?
Dalton's my boy.
Just Dalton.
Yeah.
Terrifying in 1923. Have you seen it?
No.
God, yeah. Plays a really good villain. Just Timothy Dalton. Yeah. Anyways, where were we? What were we talking
Plain
about?
Wi-Fi. You know how it works?
plain Wi-Fi,
You know
yeah,
how it
yeah.
works?
Go on.
It's they have a lead that spools out the back of the plane. Really long lead.
yeah, that goes all the way
That goes
to,
the entire distance.
and then for the return journey, they just pull on the lead
yeah,
to get
exactly.
the plane back.
You
Yeah,
do
yeah,
know.
yeah. It does make
I
sense.
didn't know you were
Why
such a
can't we
Wi-Fi
have-
connoisseur.
So the plane, you know, I hope I don't get too technical here, but the plane goes all over the world and gets Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. So there is some Wi-Fi
I do know
in
the
the
answer
world.
to this.
Why can't we just have Wi-Fi? How much would you pay?
There'll be a
If
router
you
on the
had-
plane, though, isn't there? Isn't that the way it works? It's
No,
not-
for sure. But say you've got one in your. How much would you pay to have amazing Wi-Fi everywhere you are, like on a plane, on Seb's boat, on in this studio, like you don't need to have Wi-Fi contract at home.
But if you were listening to it, like if you were on Wi-Fi on Seb's boat, then you'd miss the mermaid singing.
Wouldn't be able to hear the caviar fountain.
Exactly. The crocodile's body popping. I mean, it would just take you out of the
magic
true
of it.
spectacle
Okay,
that
fine.
is. No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a Luddite, but I like those moments.
You like not being in
where you don't have it, but I don't know.
I get stressed if I can't check my emails as well.
Yeah.
Like
No, I hark back to those distant times where you go to an internet cafe. Do you know what I mean? And you just check.
No, absolutely not. What's wrong with you?
Check
Do you
your
use a
emails.
phone box?
Oh,
A charge card?
no, but a charge card. Oh, do you remember that? Bloody hell.
You only have to memorise a 38-digit number,
Yeah.
and then you can phone your mum.
For that moment, oh gosh, when you were running out of, remember that? Oh,
Yeah.
reverse the charges. Used to love that.
Oh yes.
Wasn't that fun?
Is that still a thing?
Probably. I
Can we
guess
try
so.
it?
Yeah.
What
Can you
happens if you
still
phone
reverse?
100 and ask to return?
Can you
reverse
still-
the charges? I reckon my mum would say no.
Yeah.
If so Adam's wondering if he absolutely not.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
What does he want?
Can you still reverse the charges then?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Fine.
It's very expensive though.
It was always very expensive, or my parents certainly claimed it was, so they could be cross at me every time I did it.
Yes. How about you, Dan? Where do you stand on Wi-Fi everywhere? Would you like it everywhere? Are
No,
you
I
with
think
Adam?
it's good to have those moments where you are enforced to walk away. I think it's good for you to not be contactable sometimes.
But you like it. Do you like being in it? I
mean-
are you? It strikes me that are you a workaholic? Are you always on?
Yeah, I am, because every writer's got a sell-by date, and I'm maximising, whilst I'm currently,
In a patch.
yeah, might as well have to, capitalise on it, because I don't want, in X years' time when it's all dried up to think, oh, I should have taken this thing. So I just take on a whole bunch of stuff and get it done.
Have you considered writing adult fiction like
porn?
No, not like porn. Like a kind of maybe some kind of murder mystery type thing.
Yeah, very much so, and it's available now.
What?
What's it called?
It's called A Particularly Nasty Case.
Oh,
and it is.
It's about the budget.
Ah!
It's just,
oh wow!
that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, all right, John Oliver.
What a damning haircut. What is your schedule? I'm intrigued by because
I write 1,000 words a day every day.
That's it. And
That's it.
Are they at certain times? Or?
So having kids has fucked it up slightly. So they're now mostly at night.
Right. Wow.
But I always write 1,000 words a day every day, which sounds like a lot because the 1,000's a big number. But actually, that's like 3 normal emails.
Yeah.
And everyone's got time to write 1,000. I write 1,000 words a day on Christmas Day. You can just fit it in. And if you write 1,000 words a day, then in 2.5 months, 3 months, you've written a novel. I mean, it'll be dog shit because that's your first draft.
Yeah.
But then it's much easier I always find, to edit than to write in the first place.
Yeah.
And then the blank page is gone. And so that's my process.
So it's just a game of tonnage. It's just kind of get it all out. Do you go above 1,000 or do you?
No, never.
Wow. Okay.
No, don't get any in the bank.
And did you happen upon that, or just works for you?
I got told by a better writer.
Right. Yeah.
So the wonderful Jane Goldman, screenwriter.
Have I got to bleep that and all?
No, I'm being nice about her. Yeah. She's my lovely friend who, when I started writing, I was just like, because what had happened is I bought a couple of books when I got my first book deal about how to write. And I read these books and they 100% disagreed with each other. Right. And I was out for a drink with Jane, and I was moaning about this, and she was like, you just need to write. And the reason people end up not succeeding is they don't actually write. So just 1,000 words a day. And if that doesn't work, if that's too many, just find another number, a number you can always do.
Yes.
And the other thing is you're not allowed to go back and look at yesterday's work. So if you have ideas about how to edit, then just write on a piece of paper, here are the things I want to do next time round.
Right.
But that was, and I've stuck to it. But there's no advice you can give in terms of actually writing the novel.
Yeah. It's just
turns
about.
There's a Somerset Maugham said there are 3 golden rules to writing a novel. Unfortunately, no one knows what they are, and I think that's probably about right.
Yeah.
It was really fun writing fiction. This sort of this murder twisty thing for the first time, because I learnt a lot, and plotting the twists was dead fun. Also, I'd learnt a lot at medical school of really good ways to murder people, which, because of the woke society we live in, I haven't actually been able to enact. And finally, I could write thinly veiled or entirely unveiled version of my actual enemies, murder them in the ways I want to murder them, in which I would not be caught. It's a funny, twisty thriller set in a hospital about a rheumatologist called Eitan. Rheumatology is obviously the sexiest branch of medicine. I think I'd had enough of the heroes in the medical protagonists being hot shot surgeons who can fly helicopters and also ninjas or whatever. I wanted just I wanted a doctor who was just fine.
Yeah.
Anytime I talk about this, I feel I should
and
also
is
mention...
the doctor killer? Is he like a hip shipman? Is he?
No, he's not. He's he's the detective.
Okay,
he's the
right,
detective.
Fine.
He's
Shipman.
Oh, no, I don't know. That'd be it's a great name for a doctor, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Hi,
talented
everyone, I'm
Dr.
Hip
Shipman. Yeah.
And it's sort of like you want someone who looks at Harrison Ford playing Hip Shipman.
Yeah. Okay. You can watch that on the plane. I think I'll stick to my emails. But what I feel I should mention is it's not cozy crime.
Gotcha.
It's not that sort of... I mean, the book opens in a gay sauna, and our hero, if we call him a hero, and he's slightly based on me, so I think we have to, is performing naked CPR on a naked, elderly, naked man. And it's sort of demonstrates...
Are we like Nelly the elephant? Are we? Or it's just...
Yeah, I think it's actually to the tune of sort of Padam or something that's sort of in the, because you can't, if you've got music blaring, you can't compress at a different. No, it's sort of how would you do? It's like you can't run at a different beat to the what's playing. So that
it must be so hard if you need to do CPR and like drill music's playing and you're trying to be Nelly,
it's an impossible way. But more than that, the main impediment is it sort of basically explains why CPR should not be performed naked.
Yes,
all things being equal, if you're a boy.
Yeah.
So it starts like that. It's got the word "fuck" in it 600 times per chapter. So basically, don't get it if you're expecting a sort of pleasant bake sale based sort of murder mystery.
It's full tilt.
It's a bit scurrilous.
Love it. What is the next brilliant thing? I think is this the final?
This is the final one.
Exciting.
Yeah. Good counting to 5, Russ.
Thank you, sir.
This is this should have been sponsored content again.
Okay, what is it?
Absolutely screwed the pooch on this. Didn't think to mention it. It's called Avamiss nasal spray.
Okay, what's this?
It's the first nasal spray we've ever had brought
really?
up on the show.
I can't believe that. Come on. So it's an antihistamine or steroid or something.
Yeah,
well, I should know.
It is a steroid.
It's a steroid nasal spray. So I have catastrophic hay fever. Always have, and it ruins every single summer. And then someone said to me that there's this thing you can get where you go and see an immunologist and they expose you to little tiny doses of all various pollens and things, and then you go through this course of like you have X months or years of this, and then at the end of it you don't have hay fever. So and I've tried everything, and so I go to see this immunologist, and really nice lady based in Oxford. And I say, I have tried everything. I need the regular injections. And she was like, well, you've not tried everything. You've not tried the one that works. I was like, well, I think you'll find out. And she was like, have you tried Avamiss? I was like, no. I said, well, okay, well, try this for 1 season. And then if it works, then you don't need to. And if it doesn't, then they'll see you again in a year. I was like, well, it's not going to work. And you start taking it a couple of months before hay fever season starts, and they teach you like the good way to spray. Use like your left hand for your right nostril, and you don't sniff in at the same time, because that means you just swallow it. So you just sort of breathe normally and do it. And so I no longer have hay fever.
Wow.
And I know it's I shouldn't be like sort of promoting products, but it's literally changed my life. I used to have hay fever, now I don't.
Yeah.
And I thought I've used any number of sprays in the past, but this one is literally magic.
And it's the apparently one of the other things. Did you try this? Is you're meant to have honey from your local region. Apparently
no, I'd heard about that. Turns out bullshit.
Is it bullshit?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, maybe it works if you've got a little sniffle, but I was like, I extremely can't leave the. Do you get hay fever?
I do, yeah. But I'm lucky, a bit of Pyretees will sort me. But weirdly, where we've moved to, it's a lot more leafy, and I was really struggling. Apparently it's quite bad in beech trees. And our doctor was sort of saying there's an injection you can have, but I'm not that bad. But it's a pain. It's just, for me,
can't just chop down the trees?
It's the rubbing of the eye.
Oh, yes.
That's what, for me, it's just that constant kind of...
Yes.
And then it just gets...
And then you know you've been crying.
Angry, and you look a bit like the Emperor from Star Wars. It's sort of that weird... Do you know what I mean? That's the pain. But it must be incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah, changed my life. And so here I am evangelising.
Can our listeners get it over the counter?
I get mine from my GP, but I don't know. I don't know.
Good doctoring.
You're welcome. I've not worked for 15 years.
What does your partner do?
A TV producer.
Oh, great.
So he makes the shows that I write.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're like Richard and Judy.
Exactly like Richard. But it means that he is my line manager. So like if we're on a production, he runs the production company, I'm just the writer.
Wow.
And so that's a weird dynamic.
How cool is that though? But it also means that there's never going to be that conflict where you go, look, I've got to do my 1,000 words, because he's going, great.
Yes, good. Do them faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you meet, if you don't mind me asking?
We met on Twitter.
Oh, lovely.
In the olden days, where it wasn't just Nazis.
Yeah.
It was like 9 people. It was like us and Grace Dent, and everyone was like doing puns, and it was all like a friendly place.
Yeah.
And so we sort of chat on DM, and then met him in real life up in Edinburgh, where he was based.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great, lovely. Does he have hay fever? Or did
he does have hay fever. He's also Team Avamis.
Oh, really?
If they don't send me a fucking crate of the
you've
stuff,
got to.
then yeah.
I did
Also,
that.
can I just say, I really love Bentleys as well.
Yeah, Bentleys are decent. Hot tubs, jet skis.
Yes.
What else? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like. There's a brilliant lozenge, what they call vocal zones.
Oh yes,
They are
those little, black little things. They give you half an hour to an hour of just being able to.
They're so good.
And,
but for our game, they're the best. Like there was a load of them on Seb spoke, but the
whole bar of them.
But I got given a load of those for free. It's kind of like one of my sort of. It's the only kind of perk I've had. But what a perk!
Yeah,
they're
you got
really
given
good.
over £10 worth of vocal zones.
They're so good.
No, they are good.
Nim John tea. Have you ever had that? That's good
No.
stuff as well. It's like this sort of Chinese syrupy kind of drink that you have, like you sort of coats your throat. I don't know if you're like that, but I get a really sore throat on tour. I don't project very well. I really need my mic. The mic's not very good.
So I use Simple Linctus, which you buy in the chemist, and it's basically a formulation of sugar syrup, basically. But it's like it just sort of coats everything.
Oh, right.
And also, when you get to it, it's weirdly cheap. It'll be, okay, that'll be 12p, please.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
And are you, so given that you're kind of, writing a lot these days, how often are you touring? Is that still a thing, or?
It's less of a thing. Now I've got children, most people obviously want to stay at home. I want to get out of the house and sleep in a Premier Inn because then I'm guaranteed a good night's sleep, like on the advert. But the main reason is I don't have two toddlers screaming at 5 a.m. So no,
you got Britain First instead outside.
Yeah, exactly. But what is it? So are you
a bits and bobs? Yeah. So I'm doing like a couple of months in Ireland starting next year.
Oh, great!
And I've just done a bit of a book tour, sort of low. Rather than normally, I sort of from my non-fiction stuff, I just sort of do. It's basically stand-up. So I'm just telling stories from my life. For this Nasty Case book, I've just been sat down with a Richard Coles or someone just having a natter about the book, which has been quite fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So you don't need to prepare any material. It's just like this, just sort of sit and have a nice chat.
Yeah, very cool.
I mean, obviously, I should have prepared some stuff for this. I texted a list of five nouns, and I thought that's pretty good research for me.
See, that is the great thing. It's the whole point of this. It's like
it's not hard to think of.
It's not hard, but it's also quite. The reason why I like doing it, it's a real window into. You end up seeing more about the person because you can kind of, rather than tell me everything about medicine or tell me I've said all those things and do you know what I mean? You kind of.
Yeah, this is absolutely the first time I've talked about Avamis nasal spray, for example.
I enjoyed it, and we should mention that one more time just to get it. What was it?
Avamis nasal spray.
And they know where to find you to send the.
Oh yeah.
Sneezing in the hedge.
Yeah, just
going. Fuck's sake, this stuff. I really enjoyed that, Adam. Lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
And,
this was fun.